it's JCG. So, this is a little bit of a different video that I'm doing today. I don't often like making these videos, but it has been a topic that I've been thinking about ever since this whole controversy around a particular content creator started brewing on social media, and it's just something that I feel like I should have a say in because this is a passion that I am pursuing, I'm trying to make a career out of. And as you all already saw by the title of today's video, I'm talking about the topic of debate, which is should voice acting include race and gender as important factors for casting actors and actresses for voiceover roles? Does race matter for voice acting? That is ultimately what we're trying to answer here. Now, I'm not going to go over the whole story around ProZD. I'm sure you all have heard of him. To give you a little bit of context, we should mention ProZD because he is the person who kind of started this whole thing, and he got himself into a little bit of like a debacle. Let me just tell you who he is. He's a content creator, a fellow voice actor, and he's made some pretty funny videos, some funny vines back in the day, back when Vine was still a thing. And he's made a name for himself in the voice acting space. He's done some cool projects here and there, and he's currently got another role coming up. But he actually got a lot of flack for this because he is an Asian voice actor voicing a white character, and this caught many people off guard because he was the one who advocated for basically having voice actors of color, people of color, in the voice acting space portray characters who look just like them. He was the one who advocated for that. And now he's getting a bunch of backlash from, I would say, his own community because he's essentially being a hypocrite and taking on a role that doesn't particularly match his physical appearance. And while I can't exactly give you the full context for that situation, you can definitely go and look it up for yourself. There's tons of other videos from content creators talking about it. I do want to answer the question of like what we said at the beginning of the video. Should race matter for voice acting roles? And in my opinion, the simple answer is no. It shouldn't. And let me explain real quick. You see, as someone who is an up and coming voice actor myself, I have if you are a subscriber to my channel, you have noticed that I've done like some shorts of me voicing particular fictional characters. I have like three of them. One of them, which is one of my more recent ones, a character from Monsters Inc. I have it's gotten like 2,000 views on the channel, and yeah, this is a passion of mine. This is something that I would like to get into. I even made my own website, which is also in the bio, the description of my channel. But as someone who is trying to get into the voice acting space, the reason why I would say kind of take issue with this notion of only people of color can voice basically characters who look exactly like them or have like characteristics that match that match the real person, and that white voice actors should not voice any non-white roles whatsoever. My problem with this is that it basically limits and restricts all voice actors, regardless of race or gender, to very specific parts, very specific roles to play. It limits their talent, it limits their skill, and it basically boils certain voice actors, especially like non-white voice actors like myself. It boils them down to, hey, because you are black, or because you are Asian or Hispanic or whatever, because you are of this specific ethnic group, this specific racial minority, you are only allowed to play characters of the same background as you. And in my opinion, that's actually a lot more racist when you consider that. People want to say that, well, this is to give POC voice actors more roles in the space. This is to have their voices be heard and to offer them more parts. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against that whatsoever, and see the I see where people are coming from with that. The problem is that we have seen many times before where voice actors, doesn't matter what their gender or their ethnic background is, they have played characters who look and act nothing like them in real life. And I would say the prime examples of these are the various different female voice actors who have portrayed male characters, like young male boy characters, in various different animation projects before. Popular ones like Debbie Derryberry, who is the voice of Jimmy Neutron. Is it Maylee or Maisie? I think it's Maylee. Maylee Flanagan, who is the voice of Naruto, and definitely the most popular one, Tara Strong. She is the voice of both Timmy Turner and Ben 10. And yeah, we're talking about women who have offered their voices to a plethora of different male characters and not just female ones at that. And if we're going to bring race and ethnicity into the discussion, then the obvious example that we can all easily bring up is Phil Lamar, one of my favorite voice actors. I mean, this dude, yeah, he's voiced black characters like Static Shock and John Stewart Green Lantern from DC projects. But you want to know another DC character he's voiced? Aquaman from the Injustice games. That's his voice you're hearing as Aquaman. And Aquaman is not black. Here's another not POC character he's voiced in several different stuff. Samurai Jack. Probably his most popular role. People love Phil Lamar as Samurai Jack. And you don't see many other people complaining about him being a black actor portraying a clearly not black character. The point that I'm ultimately trying to make with a video like this is that we should not limit voice actors and their vocal performances to specific groups. We should not limit what a voice actor is capable of just because they look a certain way. Because once we start doing that is when we start like segregating and we start being exclusive and not inclusive. That's how I view it. I may be a black male, but I am not opposed to voicing like certain other characters that don't look like me. I may not offer the best female voice, but I wouldn't be opposed to playing like specific female characters who have like a certain type of voice tone that I can pull off. Because ultimately, what is voice acting truly about? It's not about the outward appearance of the actor or actress. It's about their vocal performance. It's about how they sound, how they can give a character some emotional depth, like simply by just speaking into a microphone. And ultimately, that is, in my opinion, more important than an actor's race or gender, because we have seen it done many times before, and that is why I am of the opinion that race should not even come into question when casting voice actors for a specific role. But that's just my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. And some other people may not agree with me on this, but me personally, if you bring in like factors like race and gender into voice acting, then you're pretty much missing the point of the voice acting career, in my opinion. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on this situation. Tell me your thoughts down below. Like I said, I am trying to be a voice actor myself. I really want to get into the space. And I just figure I give my thoughts on it because this is something I'm passionate about. And we should do better in terms of figuring out how to bring more people into the space without just limiting certain groups of people to specific parts, all because they don't match what the character actually looks like. Like I said, that to me is more exclusive than it is inclusive. But yeah, that's how I ultimately feel. Thank you guys for watching. I will be back with more videos soon. In the meantime, God bless. I'm out. Deuces.